Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Bluecast. How did I mess that up? I do it every morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast morning show. And I knew my name. It's Adam Blue. Yeah. 30 plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today for May 7th, 2025, we'll walk through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, stuff like that. Before we get started, howdy, Chris, and morning, Ultronimus. Good to see you guys here. Yeah, let's get started. I think I want to play more today than I want to go through news because there's not too much news and there's some fun things to be playing. So real quick, we'll just go through what I've been playing. And you'll see GBO2 here. I actually didn't really play the GB. I jumped in to actually get some footage for a video that went up over on Gundam Explained. Just some footage of a Gelgoog and GM battling. To be honest, this game could have so many tools to allow you to create like just custom scene scenarios, like a diorama mode that's in Gundam Breaker 4 or even the Godzilla. Just because there's so many mobile suits, you can create a custom room and have the suits in there. And so I wish they just had a little more options of like specifically what the enemy suits would be, and then like photo mode or stuff like that. Anyway. Other than that, I did play some more Dynasty Warriors, and while I do like the game, it has the problem I think the other ones do for me, where it's very surface level. So I do get bored real quick. So that's why I like how they've set up this Dynasty Warriors Origins, and they might have done this. I don't think they did this with the because I played the later other ones, but you have the open world, and in the open world, if you don't want to do a whole Dynasty Warrior stage, there are smaller missions that you can do just to use your combat experience and all that. So the game looks good. I do like its setup, but it still is very surface level in terms of, the gameplay and all that. So still like it. And then Palia jumped a little bit more into that. And again, this is a fun game. It's just, it's the time it takes to gather resources. But other than that, I love being in a world that's like Breath of the Wild. There's no enemies. There's other players. Oh man, I remember yesterday too. And it felt really good. I remember I was walking from my house to the town, and I was at an area that's just, kind of a long path, and I didn't see anyone out, but I just kept hearing the sound of like a pickaxe hitting a rock. And I'm looking around, I don't see anything. So as I keep going down the path on the side of this mountain face, there was just a path right there to then turn and go up the mountain. I went, and there was a player there just sitting there mining, and I like that. So that's something I like in video games, where it feels lived in when it doesn't need to. Like the fact that I was just coming from my house in this game, going to the town, and along the way just running into people doing their stuff. I want to try to figure out more of the emotes or how it works so you can say hi to people. Like I want to do that too. And that's about it. That was about it. Not too much gaming, That's what happens during the week, or when there's not like a big main title I want to play, right? Because I think and we'll talk about this in a second, we're getting a few fun games coming out this month, and some are sooner than later. So, and I want to shout out something real quick. If you have Game Pass, Dredge is on there, as well as Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Which I don't think I've played that. But those are there. I wonder how Xenoverse is. I know I played that Dragon Ball, was it Kakarot or something? The one that was like an open world story. And I think Xenoverse actually, let's do this. Because I know I've played it. Xenoverse. Let's see what shows up here. Okay, so Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on Xbox One, I played for 24 minutes. So I have played that before, and that was last year. Interesting. And then Dragon Ball just Xenoverse regular, I played 52 minutes on PS4, and that I do remember because I think I rented it from GameFly, and I do remember like the open world walking around. I did like that. But because I don't know Dragon Ball, I don't know too much. Dragon Ball Xenoverse has a story, but it's a hub world. Yeah, and I liked that. There's something about these games sometimes where, and I think Poly is a good example, and I think actually this speaks directly to yesterday, Ultronimus, when you posted the news about Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, and I'm just like, it depends on a game. It's hard for me to spend a lot of time in a Grand Theft Auto world and feel positive because the game is all about committing crimes. I mean, that's the basis of the game. And that's kind of why I don't play that style of open world game. And what does that mean? Does it mean like I don't like crime? And I guess it's something even recently I've realized with like metal music, where if I spend too much time listening to some super dark, heavy metal, it will put you in that. So even Grand Theft Auto will kind of put you in the mind frame, especially if you're doing a criminal activity and you're really getting away with it and you're going to finish the mission. The same thing happens with Zombie Army. If I'm sitting there popping so many zombies and killing, after a while, I start feeling like, okay. So a game like Polya, where you're out in the open, trees, and that's very interesting because this is video game versus real life. And again, it could just be me, but it's like when I'm playing a video game that has more, positive or uplifting visuals and all that, it really does put me in that place. When I'm playing a game that's more dark, depressing and stuff, even though I still enjoy it, it actually even puts me in that place too. A good example is the Dark Souls games. After some time, you really feel this like emptiness, and that's more of a because you're kind of alone in this world. The Souls worlds aren't. There isn't a lot going around, and it's pretty dark. Interesting. And so I guess what I want to say with the Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I remember playing that and felt so comforting in that hub world that it was in. So I don't necessarily mind committing crimes in games, but the characters always felt just unlikable. Yeah, okay, and I think that's more of what it is. It's not necessarily the gameplay is crime-based, but it's on top of that, it's the characters they're really playing these sort of bad guys. Because I think in games you can commit crimes, but it's for the greater good. But yeah, you're right. I think the setup of the characters because when I'm playing the Zombie Army games, those are good guys, fighting the zombies. But after a while, that's like enough blood and guts. I don't know. Okay. But I'm admittedly a dude who always plays the true hero. Yeah, and that's another thing. The difference between people could just be a thing with me where I have this thing where I just have to play the good guy, Okay, yeah, let's move on actually. So here's something I'm looking forward to is the Precinct, and I played the demo on Steam, and I think I did it on this show. Very fun, isometric, like old school GTA. See, those old school Grand Theft Autos I was able to play because there was less characters, and it was top-down, 2D colored sprites, and so there wasn't that world that I was being put in as much as I was playing out just, fun. Alex Mercer you're about to talk about Alex Mercer in Prototype. Good series. Let's see. So May 13th is when this will be on, or this will be out. Let's see. Oh, so the demo is still out. So you guys, I would suggest playing the Precinct demo or check out my video where I played it and look, there's instructions on how to download the demo. That's crazy. The 13th is around the corner. I think this game is going to be pretty big. It is fun. There's a lot of mechanics to it, and you get into the action quickly. Oh, Alex Mercer Prototype is the least villainous villain in the game, but he was also just cool. Yeah, that's exactly. They did a good job with that, which I'm surprised we're not seeing more of that yet. We might. Okay, new Battlefield game to be announced this summer. So not only is the new Battlefield that's actually been played, it's been in these beta or alphas or whatever for a while. They're going to announce it this summer, and I think EA says, I pressed the wrong button. EA says it feels very good about Battlefield's release now that GTA 6 has been delayed. That makes sense. And I was saying we're going to probably see a lot of this, and I think this is one of the first main ones is, the next Battlefield will release by March 2026. So I'm thinking this fall. That would make sense because then there wouldn't be a Grand Theft Auto they'd have to compete with. That's pretty neat. Okay. Hideo Kojima confirms GTA 6 has affected release dates, including Death Stranding 2. Legendary director Hideo Kojima has revealed GTA 6's influence through a Hideo Kojima radio. Oh, yeah, I haven't listened to that. It's long been suspected that many in the industry have been reluctant to give games a release date through fear of clashing with GTA 6, Kojima has opened up on the discussion and said Rockstar's game changed Death Stranding 2's initial release date. I just repeated these articles. Oh my god. Okay. His brilliant mind has since moved on to Death Stranding 2 due for release on June 26th. So I guess what he's saying is now that it's going to be even later. Or I'll just say, Kojima says companies try to avoid big hitters such as Grand Theft Auto 6 and explain how developers and publishers have had to adapt. Some are saying GTA may or may not release in November. As soon as it would be announced for November, everyone would move out of the way. For instance, if a new Mission Impossible movie were to release in May, others would be able to compete with that, so would move somewhere else. Okay. Wouldn't be able to compete with that, so okay. Okay, so I guess, yeah, Kojima's just kind of saying what I think a lot of people have been thinking, but I'm surprised Kojima. Okay, I wonder, I don't know. It is true. I guess through my head, I'm like thinking out loud, but Grand Theft Auto really is bigger than a Kojima production, even though a Kojima production is big. So we're seeing those different tiers of how big games can get. Okay. This I'm excited about. This is exactly what I was hoping for. So the first leaked image of the Xbox handheld, and it has gamepad grips on the side. This is exactly what I was hoping for. The Asus, which this is made by Asus, ROG Ally does not have the grips on the side. The PlayStation Portal does, and I love it. It makes it so much more comfortable. So the fact that they're doing that just makes this seem even more real and believable, because the next step is having grip-like or controller grip on the handheld itself to just make it more comfortable for longer sessions. Wow. First spotted by videocards.com, the images were obtained via official United States FCC certifications. Images of two different models were found, which are believed to be the Asus ROG Ally 2 and the Xbox's new handheld device in partnership with Asus. At first glance, both devices look fairly identical, but eagle-eye viewers have noticed that the black version features an X on the top left button, suggesting that it could be our mysterious Project Keenan. You can see images below. Oh, yeah. Look at the back. Look at these handles. Look at these grips. This is exactly what I wanted. And here's, I guess, this black one, and it's got like the X at the top there. Wow. If they are doing exactly what I was hoping, I feel so good about this. I cannot believe they... if I was in charge of this, I would be saying you have to have these grips like this, and it can't just be, for instance, this is important. Here's the PlayStation Portal, and you can see the grips kind of go almost down below the screen. The grips I have on the, wow, that was weird, on the Switch 2 are excellent, but they don't go down below the screen. And they stick out in the back, though. But what happens is, and this is for me, you see my pinkies down here? When I play games, my pinkies need something to grab onto, because then they start cramping, because you see how if I'm in a game and I'm clenching, my pinkies are in a weird spot. But on this, I can I'm like holding on to something. So then most of the strength that I'm using is actually near the tops of my palms instead of down here, because I don't have to worry about grip. Anyway, I think this is like super important when it comes to designing handhelds, unlike the Switch, because the Switch, you can remove the Joy-Cons, another company can come out with grips. But for the Asus ROG Ally, that was one thing I was disappointed in, and so I had to buy 3D printed grips. And I have it over here. I'm exchanging the D-pad, changing out the D-pad on it. But to go back to this to me is best case scenario. This makes this so not only so real, but it's like, yes, I am actually going to get this 100%. So this is great. Let's see. Is another COD on the horizon? Oh, yes, it is. Let's see. So that's it. This is the biggest news for me. The most exciting is we're getting the actual controller grips we want on the new Xbox handheld. Elden Ring movie adaptation strongly rumored. Where did I see? Okay, so you've got to think after recent video game movie successes that these companies want to make video game movies, but I hope what they're taking away from this is you try to stick to the source material or the feeling of the source material. Anyway, what's interesting about this Elden Ring is it would be Alex Garland, which would be very interesting. And A24. I mean, that's insane that something as beloved as Elden Ring would have a movie made by Alex Garland and A24. I think that's another example of best case scenario if they were to make a Elden Ring movie, right? I mean, here's the thing. To me, an Elden Ring or Souls movie is not about any sort of story that takes place. It's about seeing the art come to life in for real. And they could even make it like a that the previous Mad Max movie that had Tom Hardy and he barely spoke. Like that's how you could do that. And really, the only speaking parts would be the bosses or those other NPCs. That's pretty neat. It would be a series, not a movie. Oh, well, this is saying it's actually a film made by A24 and Alex Garland. Alex Garland. I don't know about animation. Yeah. Unless I missed it somewhere. Yeah, live action movie. Which is cool. It makes sense. I mean, we're getting all these live action movies all the time anyway. Yeah, Fury Road, that's the one. Okay. And then Destiny 2, this is weird. Destiny 2 getting a Star Wars collaboration. You know, I bounced off of the Destiny games pretty quick, thinking they were going to be the next Halo, and they really weren't. But it's fascinating how far it's gone to where now they're doing like Star Wars in Destiny. You know, it's funny, like Gundam Evolution, but then they made the skins for Overwatch. Like, I feel like when you see when an IP shows up in a random game where you're like, wow, that's interesting. It's almost like, oh, they're desperate. That's how I kind of see it. Because Star Wars and Destiny, like it to me, if I was really into Destiny, like I was into Star Wars, I would want to kind of keep that separate. But I guess it's more about the game and getting people to play it. Oh, you mean it would be better as a series? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to Souls, there's so little narrative. It would be either the movie or the show would be just talking about lore or action scenes, a bunch of action scenes, I think. Okay, Double Dragon Gaiden Rise of the Dragons, free DLC. That's available. Was that the main things? Yeah, so let's jump into some gaming real quick. First, and this one's going to be the quick one. I want to check out one of those new characters in Double Dragon Gaiden. Oh, this isn't the first time Destiny did a Star Wars collaboration. What was the other one? I guess it didn't help. Either side. That's kind of crazy. Because to me, that seems like a desperate move to like really. But man, maybe it's just this point. Both Destiny and Star Wars are just not that universally loved like they used to be. Okay, and I've completely there it is. I need tokens to unlock Jeff and Abora. So, and I only have one token. And I haven't even bought everything yet. So I guess we're not going to do this right now because I would have to play to get the tokens. So then what we're going to do is the other one, which I downloaded previously and totally forgot, and that's Captain Blood. And if I'm not mistaken, the demo has achievements, unless the game achievements just happen to show up on the demo page. But even if you look at all the achievements, they all have to do with early parts of the game. Okay, did that? That was weird. Anyway, yeah, just the thing with Double Dragon, they just have 2 new characters. They've done a good job releasing new characters and make them play different, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I really want to. I mean, Double Dragon Gaiden is one of my favorite games of. It wasn't last year, right? It was the year before last. Um, I bought it on multiple consoles. I bought it for a couple friends. It's just a great game. Okay. Obviously, we have to. And they don't have it, do they? Ah, there we go. That's just a weird place to have this option. Okay. You know, the invert max FPS. Well, we'll just leave it off for now. And it's on ultra. Okay. Let's do this. And considering this is a demo, I'm probably just going to skip any sort of cutscenes or story. Oh, okay. Oh, very cool information. I never followed the Bloodborne comics. Armor sets. Ah, First Order related stuff, which was not a good play, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, there's a lot of interesting 360 stylization going on here. Actually, that looked... The way it's running is great, and it's super stylized. You know what? Let me unmute. It's not a lot going on, but okay. Yeah, let's just skip this. Okay, attacks illuminated and glowing yellow cannot be blocked. All right, use left stick to move, tap X and Y to slash enemies. I like the sound of that. Okay. Oh, wow. Right stick is a dodge? What the? Okay, this... Interesting. I would say, so far, this game feels like it's trying to go all out to feel like a fun brawler, more than it's trying to... Okay, that was cool. Oh, okay, that was a good guy, right? Are there heads? Yeah, heads rolling. That guy's a gun. Okay, there's X, and there's Y. One's vertical, one's horizontal. I don't know. One achievement for the demo is destroy every ship on level 2. So I wonder what that's going to be like. Okay, they're just showing a boat shooting. And I guess something happened to me. Press A to block enemy attacks and gunfire. Roll away from enemy attacks. Interesting. Why A? I mean, okay. All right, I will say that... Man, it's taking forever. The A, B, and block, it really makes this combat seem like it would be easy, but then I guess there's times where you might have to... Maybe I have to memorize some timing or something, because sometimes our enemies were able to... Okay, you can deal damage to enemies from afar. To shoot someone, finish off an enemy, perform an execution, approach an enemy, and press B. Oh, that's great. Can I just do that to everyone? If so, that might be just how I play the game. Oh yeah, look, at the bottom right, it's even showing the counter for the achievements. So there's a lot you can get out of this. Am I just constantly getting money. Okay, finally. Oh. Yeah, shot that guy. That was cool. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I feel like sometimes enemies are taking a while to kill, but it might be because I'm supposed to maybe do a certain combo. You can pick up objects. Huh. The guy just running? That's funny. Oh, yeah, I'm killing my own friend. How many guys are there? And that guy doesn't even have a sword. Wait. That's my friend, isn't it? It is. That looks pretty cool. Alright. So yeah, there's no movable camera if you guys haven't noticed. You know, the right stick being a dodge. So it looks like the combo has to be like 3X and 3Y or something related in order to like cut off their head or something. Oh. Curious what the gold's going to be used for. Oh, hey, Talos. Good to see you. They're checking out this, Captain Blood? I forgot what it was. Kind of a old school style action game. 360 action game. It was pretty cool. I gotta say, I'm shocked at the controls, because the controls are completely unconventional. A is block, right? I mean, just... Oh my god. I wonder... Yeah, I gotta figure out, like, what the combos need to be. Yeah, it's like a... Oh, yeah, that's right. I could just do this. Interesting. Are there multiple places to go? And the other thing is, I don't think I was. That was an innocent person. I think I killed.
The Spaniards are advancing on the town.
Okay, so it's telling me to go up there, but it looked like I could go here. I'm just trying to see if there's any sort of like secrets in this game or something. Or if not, it's just part of the designed world. That's impressive.
The Spanish are breaking down the door.
Okay, yeah, so nothing here. And interesting because you can't like change the camera or anything, so you're really not supposed to go down here. But I like that stuff. Oh. Okay, I don't...
The Spanish are breaking down the door.
Okay, that you can't get into yet. Alright, so I guess let's go to where... Nice. What? Whoa. Okay, the stairs are weird. So, something to keep in mind with this game, when I was talking about you can't, like, move the camera, and then it makes it, like, here, for example, I could have walked up the stairs, but going over there, you would see a chest. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright. Nothing there. And I like how vertical this seems. There's just a lot of interesting things going over here where this isn't conventional in most, you know, games. And I think that's a good thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? Since I can... I'm just going to murder each one. It went widescreen, but it is see-through. Okay, I just want to fight this dude. Okay, powerful enemies can be executed only when the death icon appears above them. The death icon appears only when the enemy's health is low. You can use a variety of executions which are available. In the shop, to execute an enemy, press B and use one of the executions available by pressing corresponding. Oh, okay. Doing a little bit of God of War. That's 1, 2, 3, and then one. Ah. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Okay. So what happened was when it told me to press B on the dude, I did, and then it opened up a menu on the bottom right where I only had one button to press, which was A, but I guess there's other skills you unlock. So I have to kill 100 pirates to get an achievement. You know what? It might be worth as a goal to play through this demo to try to get all the achievements. Okay, rage, huh? Alright, it is actually that time, and I do have to go. Let me just finish this up real quick. There's more of those dudes. And I don't think I can save, so let me just try to get this done. What? Okay. Oh, okay, that was a new one. I hadn't done that before. So yeah, this game, it really, you can't just button mash. You like have to be figuring out combos that it kills enemies faster. Which I think is a really good way to do these games where to make combos matter. Oh, there's a chest back there. There's 2. There's 3. I think there's just 2. No, there's 3. So I guess that's one thing to consider with this game. And it's cool. And it's like God of War in that way. Yeah, okay, so this is really like old school God of War. But, you know, controls are a little different. All right, like, oh, the shop is here. Okay, adds a slot for 1 more grenade. Increases your maximum health. Pistol fires twice each time. Oh, executions, combos. Okay, this is cool. I'm liking the way they're doing this. So, wow. And how much are they? That's a lot. I mean, I'm going to buy this one. Wait, is there... I wonder if... Grenade, max health... Nah. I was wondering if there's some sort of upgrade that helps my upgrading. You know, like when you can get extra XP or something. I always... Since I've already got that execution, I think the biggest thing for me is just to go through getting combos. And it's going to take forever. So I think it's a big deal that I'm getting... That guy that's hanging out with me, he looks like he's from a Final Fantasy game. All right. Shockingly, this game is way more fun than I think it seems like it's going for. I think because it's kind of tight in terms of just in that small amount of time I was playing, going through the game, I was getting to where I needed to get. Like, there's a lot of different systems that I was using too, and the controls are very different. Wait, so this already came out yesterday, and it's on sale. You know, I don't like to just buy a game to buy a game, but I need to keep my eye out on this one. In fact, maybe even buy this weekend. Let's see what other stuff I'm going to be paying for, and then if I have some extra, I might grab that. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Oh, you got the PS5 demo. Oh, so it's on PS5 also. That's awesome. Jim Killex, let me know what you think, because I do think it's good. It's like an old school 3D action game, but the flow is great. The flow is great. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna head to work. I will see you guys later. Have a good one.